Hello and welcome to News from the Roost. I'm your host, David Smith, and today I'm joined by lead actor of Rock of Ages, Greg Pendleton. Welcome to the show, Greg.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm glad that you're taking the time out of your busy schedule to sit in with us, interview, and tell us all about the production you have coming up with the Lake Country Players Rock of Ages. Tell me,
Yes, of course.
how in the world are you able to balance things? I understand you have a part-time job and you're very busy all over the place. You've done an awful lot of acting. How are you doing this week during Hell Week?
Honestly, that's an amazing question. I don't even know myself. I know I take it day by day and just plan it out at the beginning. I wake up, I'm like, what do I have next? How can I make this quicker so I can get here quicker? But it honestly works out in the end because I'm never late to anything. I'm usually early, so it works out.
Where do you find the time to memorize all those lines?
Um, Honestly, right before I go to bed, I spend like 30 to 45 minutes just studying the script, listening to the songs, singing them, going through lines with my parents. It really helps. It honestly helps.
Well, to kind of help out some of our younger actors who are coming up through and they might be interested in getting into acting like you, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into it, and maybe some of the shows that you've been in? I mean, obviously, you've got tons. Probably don't want to name them all, but like some of your big ones and how you got into it. What's the earliest thing that you remember? Things like that.
Yeah. Okay, so I've done over 20 plus shows. I started in sixth grade in middle school, and honestly, I don't really remember how I got into it. I think I'm like, it seems cool. It's Lion King Jr. Let's go for it. So I did that. It was a blast. I had so much fun. And from there on, I knew, like, oh, I'm just destined to do this for a long time because everyone was just so kind and, like, caring towards me and other castmates. It was really just an amazing environment to be in. And I can say that for most of my shows, too.
Did you remember your director of Lion King Jr.? Do you remember who that was, or
It
who
was Wendy Griffin, yes.
who was that?
Wendy Griffin.
Ah, well, she must have created some sort of environment for you that allowed you to, or at least made you feel welcome and like
Yeah.
you could do this again, you know?
Mhm.
So that's good. That's good. So I think probably, for your first show, somebody want to make sure they have a good director who
Yeah.
makes it fun for you, right?
Mm.
Well, that's great. And so you've been in a lot of different shows. What are some of the other shows you've been in?
Yeah, so the latest one I was in Legally Blonde. That was my senior show, so my last one for high school. And I was Warner, and that was very fun. I had a blast. It was fantastic.
I have to say, I saw that show and I loved it. I mean, I didn't know really what to expect. I never made it through the movie. I tried watching the movie and I couldn't make you know, but I
Mhm.
went and I saw the musical and it was awesome. There were
Yeah,
so many unexpecteds in you and your whole cast did fabulous. And I know that the audience is going to love to see you in Rock of Ages. What kind of
yes.
inspired you to audition for a show like this? Now, this is a little bit different than maybe some of the other shows you've been in, but yet there's some similarities too, I think.
Yeah, 100%. So my mom brought it up to me that, oh, well, this company in Watkins is going to do Rock of Ages. And I'm like, what is Rock of Ages? So I looked it up. I looked at the music. Amazing music. That's what really brought me into it because it is just such fun and just like good music to listen to throughout a show. It really like would drag someone in, I think.
So if you had to pick a show that you've done in the past that kind of has been, I don't want to say similar to this, or the music's maybe been similar, or certain components of this are similar, what's a show of your past that you figured that you could kind of compare this with?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be ironic, but School of Rock I did my junior year. I was Ned, and my best friend was the main lead, and he had a lot to do, but he did very good. It was just a lot of rock, and it was a fun show. I really loved that one.
Rock music's I think it's challenging and people don't necessarily always see rock music as being really difficult. We think, "Oh, there's some of these Broadway songs are very hard to sing and classical music's hard to sing." But, when they get to rock music, they think, "Ah, anybody can do it," you know? But, I know for a fact that you and one I've seen it on some of the social media, you're singing the part of Drew, right?
Yes.
And for the audience who may not know, uh, you sing a song called among many, as you being the leading man there, you sing a song called "Sherry." Am I right?
Mm.
Right?
Yes.
About Sherry Christian. But the original, in Journey was Steve Perry, and he sings that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, from the last time I sing, I think it's in the even in the same key as Journey sang the original Sherry. Am I right?
Yes.
Or at least if so, and if you've never heard this song before, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Perry has got this really, really high voice, and this song is difficult to sing. I mean, you could be, awesome singer, and this song is very difficult. What do you do, Greg, to prepare yourself for this song when you
Yeah.
sing it?
So I definitely warm up a lot. You want your voice to be warm, or else you're not making it through the first verse. It's not gonna happen. Drinking water, definitely big impact. You do not want a dry mouth or like dry vocal cord singing this, or else you will hurt yourself. And I'm saying this from experience because I have done this. And honestly, that's what really does it for me.
Well, I'm excited to hear this, and I've said this with some of the other, actors I've interviewed about this show. Somebody of my generation, all the music that you're singing, especially, all the Journey, I just love the Journey music, and you've got stuff from Europe, and you've got stuff from Corner Flash and Pat Benatar, Bon Jovi, uh,
Mm.
Poison. You've got 'em all. I mean, you have all the greats. For somebody of my generation, you know, I I love musical theater, but there's probably gonna be some people my age who don't necessarily do musical theater, but love these songs. What do you have to say about that, about them enjoying this show?
I think they would have a fantastic time, and even if they don't like theater like that, they would be able to hear like amazing songs sung by amazing actors and actresses. Like I know they'll enjoy it, even if it's not their thing. I know they'll enjoy it.
How did you come about liking music like this? Like, it's music from the '80s, and, I mean, the younger generation, a lot of them like, the rap or the hip hop stuff, and, I mean, Is how is it that you like music from the '80s? What do you think there is about that type of music that young people would also like to come see this show?
Yeah, definitely just all the instruments used in it, like guitars, drums, like that, and basses. I think honestly that helps create such an amazing song, and I think that's what also would help the younger generation get that because in like more recent songs, those same instruments are also used. So like it's even though it's a different genre, you can still like get bits and pieces from old songs in new songs. So they would definitely recognize it. So I think that would really help.
What about the energy? Like, uh, uh, do you find that this has just as much energy as, like, say, in traditional Broadway music?
I think it has just a little bit more, counting how it's rock and there's like a song every like 5 minutes, which is good because that keeps it going. That keeps the energy up. So I think it's definitely just a little bit more than regular Broadway.
Tell me a little bit more about your character Drew and what he does. Now, you're no stranger to lead actor roles, but I'm sure you've probably had some roles that are not leads. But
Yeah.
Drew was a big part, I think. And could you tell us a little bit about what his character does and what the audience might expect to see?
Yeah. So Drew works at the Strip in Hollywood, and the Strip is where just like a bunch of like shops are, like bars and stuff. So he works at the Bourbon Room, which is a very just fun place to work sometimes because it gets a little chaotic. But he he watches Sherry, the next lead actress. She gets mugged on the strip, and Drew
Ooh.
sees that. Hmm?
I was just exclaiming, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. And he sees her get mugged. He's like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" So he brings her to the Bourbon Room to get ice. And I'm like, Drew is like, okay, what if we offered her a job? And I think that's where their love story begins because they do have a love story in this show. And from there on out, it continues. But in like the climax is not here yet, but there is big things that come after that. And I don't want to spoil it for people who want to watch it.
No, that's good. I think that's a really good setup. Now, here's where I get a little bit confused sometimes, so you're gonna have to help me out. I was told that the cast is double cast somewhat.
Yeah.
Is everybody double cast or is some people double cast?
So not everyone is double cast. The thing is, there's just so many talented singers that we have in this group that it's so hard for competition that it'd be better to just double cast because there's so many talented people. I cannot stop saying that. They are very talented that I think it would just discredit those who have tried so hard to just cast one person. I think casting two really opens it up and it doesn't discourage people from being like, oh, I didn't get the part, so that means I must be bad. I think it really helps encourage people to join theater still.
Well, this now, are you double cast or are you one of the ones that are not double cast?
I am one of the few that are not double cast as a lead.
Alright, so we can no matter what night of the week we come, or if we come on the Sunday matinee, we will always see you as Drew.
Yes, all 4 days. You'll see me.
Well, I tell you, you work opposite to Sherry, and I think uh, you work opposite Natalie, and then I think is it Emma is the other one?
Yes. Hmm.
And so, from what I gather, both of those leading ladies are phenomenal.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
What's it like when you have to kind of work with one leading lady on one night and then another leading lady on then another night? Is it difficult to make that transition?
Honestly, no, because they play their characters so well. They have it down to a T. It is like no different with acting with both of them. They are just so incredibly talented in acting that it honestly is no different.
Well, it sounds to me like it's gonna be pretty exciting. What were some of your, inspirations for, uh, I would say not necessarily for Drew, although it could be that because I know sometimes we pull from different characters or something when we're looking for the backstory of our guy or character or whatever. But like, what actors, specific actors, do you look at and say, "Hey, this is somebody who I think is very skilled in their craft, and I want to be like this person, or I want to pull some skills from that person." Do you have any like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, so first, this is not going to come as a shocker. Jeremy Jordan, fantastic actor. He's amazing. Biggest inspiration. I love him. Next would definitely be like past castmates that were lead like bigger roles than me. They were very talented. They took everything to heart, like all comments, all like information from their director. They took it, and that's how I like to act too, because your director is probably one of the most important people down there. You should listen to them. And I think last would be my mom because she's very big in acting and costuming. That she just showed me that how fun it is, and I want to stay in it.
Well, that's quite a diverse, palette of inspiration, and that's fantastic. You mentioned something about, notes or things that people have said or, notes of improvement or however that goes.
Yeah,
In your experience with Lake Country Players and, at Watkins Glen, High School, which is gonna be at Watkins Glen High School, this is not a high school production, right? This is just a community
yeah,
production, Lake Country Players, this is just where it's going to be. When, you're there and you're acting, you're on stage and you're rehearsing and all this stuff, and you're going over lines and the director's, working with you, what is the process that the directors up there do with you to kinda give you feedback? Like, if maybe you're doing something that's not quite in their vision, can you talk to us a little bit about that and explain the process?
Yeah. So really, we usually go through a scene or two, and we'll talk. We'll be like, okay, so this was good. Like they will tell you what was good and what they didn't like, because it's their vision and it's also like the show's vision. But they are like very good with critiquing. They know what they want and they know you can do it, and that's why they chose you to be that character. So they're very good at critiquing, giving notes. They give the best notes. Like they're very good at just giving it all. They're very fantastic.
You mentioned that your mother, is a costumer. Is your mother involved in this show at all?
Yes, she is one of the lead costumers that has helped us during this show.
Can you tell us a little bit about what kinda costumes we can expect? Now, again, I'm showing my age, but, as a product of the '80s, I remember this time, and as a musician who was in a rock band in the '80s, there was a certain kind of way it was expected that we would dress if we had to play out on a Friday night. There was a certain fashion, if you will, you know? Can you tell us a little bit about the costumes of the show?
Yeah, so on a lot of people, there's going to be acid wash denim jeans. Very,
Uh-huh.
very big thing. I I almost had a pair, but I thrifted a better pair. So I saved
Ah,
that one. Definitely a lot of tank tops, a lot of blonde hair. I'll tell you,
yeah.
a lot of big hair too. There's hair.
Now, do you have to do your own, like, makeup and hair, or is there somebody that helps you with that?
Yeah, we have a few volunteers, letter parents that are going to help us out. Like some people have wigs, which they know how to put them on, but we'll always have someone there to help. For makeup, we also have a few volunteers to help us out, and some of them are castmates too, which is very helpful.
Well, I think, it's kinda neat to hear some of these things about how what goes on behind the scenes before or after the show, and can you think about, is there anything, a routine that you have or kinda give a general sense of the environment to people who are not actors, but there's always kind of like a little mystery about, is how what is somebody's routine? Or they always do this before the show or things that you see that go on. Can you give us a little bit of a background on that?
Yeah.
Inside scoop.
So yeah. So for me, I usually drink a lot of water, at least 2 water bottles before a performance, because you're gonna be sweating. You're gonna need that water. And usually, I also have a whole water bottle of tea, especially throat coat with honey. That is a lifesaver. Anyone needs it. Everyone needs it. I tell you, it has helped me through so many shows. Um, and usually, I like to warm up a lot before it because, as previously mentioned, I have high songs. I have a lot. I have a lot of songs going on, and after that, I like vocal rest. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm like, I need to be quiet because I cannot hurt my voice in any way. That's usually how it looks before a show.
So is there anything that you do to kind of psych yourself up, or is there or just before you go out on stage, are you kind of a more, like, introverted, and do you kind of keep a little bit to yourself, or do you go over the lines? Or what's going through your head? Like, just, let's say, like, 5 minutes before they yell places, you know?
Yeah, so usually I'm studying my script so I don't mess up my lines, which I'm very notorious for sometimes, but that's a different conversation. But 5 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes before places, I'm like, holy crap! I'm about to go on stage. I'm about to perform for a lot of people. I'm like, I'm definitely nervous, but I don't let that get to me because if I do, I'm not going to perform well. It's not going to go well. You can't have that mentality of just being nervous on stage because you're going to be out there anyway. You might as well get comfortable, get used to it.
What kind of a message do you have for the audience who may see this? Or I know they can get more information on the Lake Country Players Facebook page.
Yes.
They can just Google Lake Country Players and they can find out what's being performed there. But if somebody were to see this and what would you want
Mhm.
them to know about why they shouldn't miss coming to see Rock of Ages Teen Edition?
Yes. You should not miss this show because it is just full of amazing and talented actors, amazing music, amazing acting, and an incredible set, incredible lights. It's very energetic. You would not, it's an experience. You don't want to miss this for the world. I swear. It will change you.
August 6th through the 9th, August 6th and 8th at 7 p.m. August 9th is a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. And you know what I noticed, Greg? I noticed that in the tickets are available at the door, and I'm going to be there on Sunday. And I what I thought was kind of neat is that you guys there's $15 ticket price for an adult, which is fantastic. I mean, I don't know the last time anybody's gone to do just about anything, but a $15 ticket price for adult is extremely reasonable anymore. And then, but you also give a discount to seniors. I think it's like 62 and over, 63 and over. I can't remember what exactly the age is and up, but that's like $12. And then if you're a student, ticket price is $10.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you can barely get, a fast food complete meal for $10 anymore.
Yeah.
So to get an entire show, that's great that you guys are able to do that. I think it's good for the community. I think it's making uh, theater accessible to a
Yes.
wider variety of people.
Mhm.
Greg, did we cover everything that you wanted to get through today?
Yeah, I think we did.
I think we did too. And I'll tell you, I'm really excited to come see this show. And I know that our audience out there is going to be excited to see this show too. Rock of Ages, August 6th through the 9th at the Watkins Glen High School Auditorium, brought to you by the Lake Country Players. And I'm sure they're going to have plenty more shows coming down the pipe. And I'm sure, Greg, you will agree with me. They should even
Yes.
consider coming out and auditioning for the show, shouldn't they?
Yeah. Please do. You'll have so much fun. Everyone is amazing.
But thank you for being with us today, Greg, on News from the Roost. Stay tuned for other interviews with other cast members coming up soon here on News from the Roost. Greg, thank you so much for being here today. Stay with us a little bit while longer. There's some things we're going to talk about post show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe.